And welcome to another episode of Power on Podcast Portable. Hello everyone, my name is Sushi B, and with me of course is the masterful, powerful, wonderful Murugado553, also known as Taylor. How's it going, Taylor?
Do it. Do it.
He's been saying this for about 30 straight seconds now.
Yeah, you deprived me of it.
Yes.
I was feeling sad.
I do deprive you of many things. Attention. Love.
Oh. I'm doing all right. Actually, I'm doing more than all right. I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice.
So, how about yourself?
Okay. A little bit terrified because outside my window right now it looks like Silent Hill. So, probably won't go up for a little bit. I don't know. There's just a massive fog this morning. It's not. I don't know what it is, but it's certainly wouldn't want to be driving right now. So glad I'm not.
I would say I've had a lot of that kind of like really dense fog since I've been back, and being on the countryside, it's kind of creepy because
a little eerie.
Well, because there's like the light that we have is on like one of those big giant posts, cell phone posts.
Yeah,
and it's orange, so it kind of gives it that orange hue to everything, and it's just kind of ooh, this is kind of creepy.
A little bit, so. Yeah. Do you have a lake nearby? Or
no. I
always found that always creepy to me, like the fog on the lake and stuff.
We got there's that's not a lake, it's like a pond. We got a pond across the street for neighbors, and I've got a creek, or as the hillbillies in my area will lovingly call it a crick, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay. With that.
Okay. With that,
we shall be talking about well, I wouldn't say Sega franchise, but another game at least published by Sega, and it is the one, the only,
Game Ground,
the oft-forgotten.
Oft-forgotten.
Well, let's be honest.
Just
never experienced.
Right.
Game Ground, and I don't know why we're playing Game Ground, honestly. It's, actually, I guess the sort of backstory here is you were doing a stream one time, and I believe you got this game from Greg, RPG Swagman, is that right?
Yes. Got it from Greg.
Sega Genesis game collection on the PS3 as well as the 360, Sonic's Ultimate collection, but I think you have the Mega Drive collection, right? Because it was the Aussie version?
Right.
Okay. So, but anyways, it's got, for those of you who don't know, it has a bunch of Genesis and some Mega Drive, some Genesis Mega Drive and, Master System games on it. And it's a decent little collection. It's got, I don't know, do you remember how many games? Like, over 30, right?
Yeah, there's a lot. And then there's some unlockable ones too.
Right. Most of those are Mega Drive games, if I recall. Jeez, I keep saying Mega Drive, Master System games. And a few arcade games too. I think
Altered
Arcade and yeah. And that's kind of cool actually to have the arcade versions of some of those. But yeah, it's a decent little collection. You're not going to love every game on there, but there's.
And I don't.
Yeah, well, and I don't think anybody more or less would, but it's a good little collection though. They added quite a bit of stuff, and you can get quite a bit of entertainment value out of it. I presume it's not very expensive now. It's probably $10 to $20. It's not that much anymore. So, but anyways, you were streaming that, and I think you were just randomly trying stuff. Is that right?
Right, because I did not really, outside of Shining Force, and Sonic, which is kind of two random game series to
kind of
play.
They were some pretty big Sega. Well, obviously Sonic was, but also Shining Force, big Sega titles.
Right, and those were introduced to me by someone else, and so I didn't really grow up with Sega stuff, so a lot of these Sega games that people adore and enjoyed when they played growing up, I didn't have that experience. So when Greg was kind enough to send this collection pack my way, I was just like, well, never played any of these games, might as well try them.
Right.
And that's when Game Ground came into my life.
This is already sounding like it's a fairly positive slant there. Compared to some of our recent ones where you've just not been too fancied by them for whatever reasons. But Yeah, okay, Gain Ground. This is a game that I used to see at the rental place. I think I've previously talked about this just briefly again, that I used to go to one rental place that used to rent Genesis and Super NES games for, I think it was $1 per week, because the PlayStation and stuff, this was already out. So, these systems, they weren't putting out games anymore. They were fairly old. And I remember always seeing Gain Ground, this weird box, and there was a samurai, and it had like a purple weird bar thing on the top and the bottom, and just, Gain Ground, and the guys with laser guns, and a samurai guy running with swords. I was just thinking, what the hell is this? I never rented it. I was just thinking, probably not so good. So, never rented. Even at $1, I didn't think it was worth renting. So.
Oh, ouch.
Well, the cover, it's not horrible, but it didn't look as though something was too special about it. It just seemed very generic, so I just didn't rent it. But the first time I played this was, there was a Sega Genesis collection that came out prior to this release. I think it was just called the Sega Genesis collection, and it had like a green background, and it was on the PS2 and the PSP. I don't remember if it was on something else, but definitely those. I think on PC as well. But I had the PSP version, and I remember just doing sort of what you did. I just, might as well try some of these games. And I knew most of the games. I knew probably about 90% of them, but I didn't. And I remembered Gain Ground, but I thought, oh, well, might as well try this. It's on here. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of cool. It's actually kind of a fun game to have on a portable system. Fairly easy to pick up and go. But here we are today playing Gain Ground on the, both of us on the PS3 in this case, for the Ultimate Genesis collection. And we're gonna sort of take a look at it, I guess, today. I don't think it's going to take too long, to be honest, but
this will be actually true to the name. It will be a portable this time.
Yeah, hopefully it's fairly portable. You can probably finish the game by the time you finish the podcast. Not quite. It's a little bit longer than that, depending how you play it, I suppose. But
unless you're kind of pro at it, you might get tripped up a bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit challenging at points for sure. This game was an arcade game, I guess.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that totally munching away at your quarters.
Yeah, well, and I think the first parts of the game are not too bad, where you do okay, and then some later on parts where you're losing quarters. So, all right.
Yeah. I was gonna say, too bad we didn't have the arcade version, because I'd be kind of curious to see how different.
Yeah.
Those two are.
Yeah.
Because I remember reading before playing the game. I like to try to read some things about it, and I do remember reading that the arcade only had 40 levels as opposed to what we got, which 50? Ended up being 50. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of curious what was chopped out and
replaced or added or. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some characters might have been added or taken out. It's hard to say.
Some.
Okay, cool. All right, well, why don't we get right into this then? So I guess you sort of already alluded to, why don't we start with just the amount of stages, the kinds of stages, that sort of stuff.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, there's 50 levels in the whole game, right. And they're broken up into like 10 per world, would you say? Or like...
I think it's stages.
Yeah, okay, well, right. That's right. Stage. So there's, 10 stages, or we're really screwing this up. 10 levels per stage.
So 5 stages, 10 levels. I think it's like 5 stages and then 10 rounds. I think they use the word rounds, I believe.
Yeah, you start off in, what would you call, because they're each of these 10 levels, well, I guess each of the stages have different themes.
Right. Well, I'll say that's true for all of them except 3. Stage 3 is we'll get to stage 3, I guess.
And so, I mean, with the first one, it's kind of just a very rudimentary, a lot of grass fields sort of thing.
It's sort of, I was trying to figure out how to word it. Is it primal? Like, it just seems sort of.
I would kind of go that way. I'd go with primal.
Pre-civilization sort of thing,
or at least, really early.
Right.
Civilization. And so.
Spear throwers and stuff.
Right. Or they don't they have like little boomerang looking things or something? Some of them are this goofy little.
Somethings.
It's kind of hard to see.
Slings? I don't know.
I wouldn't call them slings.
No, I wouldn't either, but why weren't there slings? I mean.
Right. But, and so you start off with, I had to look this up. Because
Okay.
evidently these characters had names.
Yeah, I just realized that about 5 minutes ago too, because I just started making my own names. Like,
Well, right, but
it's so much cooler to make your own names for these people.
yeah, because they just so you start off with kind of like a tribal guy, and
Shaka.
we call him Shaka because
He kind of looks like,
well, he doesn't.
he
I
doesn't
don't.
quite look like a Zulu, but sort of.
I was about to say, but it's just he uses a spear. It's
Got a great
and
mustache, mohawk.
yeah,
Bald? He's bald.
he's bald.
Yeah.
But he has his name is Athra.
Athra, right.
Oh, yeah, and you're just kind of like, okay, and so yeah, but start off and you have this. What it is, you have two different not weapons, but kind
Attack
of
styles.
Right, it can be two different weapons depending on the character, but yeah, it's
Right.
two different attack styles. One is your directional normal attack, and depending on each character, they have a different type. So, for example, the Athra or Shaka has a spear, some of them
Right.
have pistols, some of them have little orbs that are like called magic missiles.
Right.
Boomerangs.
Meringues.
Boomerangs, and
Right.
then...
Did you say rifles, sorry?
No, I did not, I just...
Rifles.
But so you have, and also like
Machine guns and
right,
missiles and rockets and stuff.
right, and some of them even actually have magic. One of them uses like a water spout to kind of freeze enemies. Another one has
that's kind of an interesting weapon actually. It gets useful on well, I'll talk about when it gets useful, I guess.
Right, and then another one has a tornado. They can make a tornado, kind of.
Which is sometimes useful. It's sort of
it's different.
Yeah, it's different. It's
right.
Definitely different.
I mean, yeah, and you get like like surface to air missiles as well as just kind of multi-directional missile shots, and so there's just a hosh-posh of different units that you can collect along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're good at, because some of them you use their weapon in their right hand, or some of them using the left hand, and depending on that, they can take down certain enemies easier just because of angling and whatnot.
We have to recall that programming at this time was a lot different. There wasn't a lot of realism in the way bullets would fly and stuff. There was all very strict patterns that stuff could go, and this game is very, very strict with that.
Right. And also, some of the units are really slow.
Oh.
Like molasses and cold winter morning slow.
They've got tar in their boots and stuff. Those characters pretty much don't even need to be in this game because this game's built for speed. I mean,
right.
Those characters can be useful. Like they do have their points where they're useful, but it's so few and far between. It's near the end of a stage, or you're willing to burn this character off, basically, because you don't care. But otherwise, yeah, they're not very good.
Yeah, it's really heavily favored towards having quicker characters for pretty much the whole game.
Pretty much, I mean.
So, and you have, your starting unit of good old Athra there.
Right.
And the goal for each round is to either get to the exit, which is clearly marked in a yellow box. It's got, exit in yellow, which is nice.
It's nice, but it looks so strange. Everything else is relatively serious, and then it's just exit. It's like,
well, it's very arcade-esque,
right?
With that kind of thing. But so the object is either get to the exit or to take out all the enemies.
Right. Now, be careful with the exit, though. You must get all of your characters to the exit, or you lose them.
Right. And you do have a time.
Right.
Of, I think it's like
200
seconds. Yeah. It's fairly lengthy. I mean, unless you're really slow, you should be able to take out all the enemies, because that's what you're supposed to be doing, is to take out all the enemies.
Yeah, it's interesting. The exit is not really functional for anything except for, and we haven't said it yet, but you pick up characters along the way as you play the game. And how you do that is you see these sort of little, oh, I don't know what you want to call them. Almost look like little flashing dolls or something. They're kind of small and they're flashing, so you know that they're other characters, but you see them sort of flashing, and the only way you can get them is to pick them up and take them to the exit. And you actually lose the character you're using, though, so you have to be a bit mindful of who you're using and how you're going to approach the exit, because there's usually a hail of arrows and bullets coming at you, so you have to really be mindful of what you're going to do and how you're going to tackle that.
Sorry, go on.
No, that's just how you can tackle that. So.
And the thing is that something that's really good about this game is that, say you have, because you have a couple characters to choose from, pick one character and you try to go through the stage. However, you get hit. So it's not, the character isn't instantly dead and everything's over. You might as well just go home.
Right.
But you can pick, if you have other characters, you can pick this other character and use them, and you can actually, if you don't get rid of all the enemies on the stage, you can actually reclaim the character that you lost.
Rescue them.
Right, rescue them, because they themselves turn into this little kind of doll thing.
You're right.
Icon right, that you can actually get, and then you then make it to the exit, and then you get that character back. Right. However, if you are on the stage, if there's already a preset character there, and you are able to get to that character, but then you're running around and you get hit by something, you actually will lose the character that you were, the little shiny doll.
Right.
And the character you're controlling will turn into it. So it's not like everybody that gets hit, you have a chance to collect them. Right. You can only do one at a time. And if you have, say, character A gets hit and then turns into a doll, and you have character B go out there and they get hit, character A disappears and you're only left with getting character B.
Right. Basically the one that you had, as you said. So, so it certainly involves some. No, in that case, it's not really strategy, but sort of, right?
It can be, depending on if say you have a slow character, but they have a good way of getting rid of certain enemies right at the beginning or something. Then you can be like, well, I can sacrifice them for the time being,
right? So
I can pick them back up and then get them out to the exit.
Sure, as long as you're not trying to pick up a new character that's already on the screen, you should be fine. But then you also start getting into time management and stuff at that point. So
right,
that's a bit more of that strategy in there. But yeah, it's an interesting system. I don't know if I've ever really seen this sort of rescue characters along the way and use them as you play through. There's other games where you finish full stages and then it says, oh, you rescued so and so. Now they're part of your team. But this is a little more high speed and fast paced with it, so it's kind of cool.
Right, because everything is on one screen. You're not going to run all over the place trying to find something. Right. You're plopped right there at the bottom of the screen, and you got to get, generally, most of the time, not always, but to the top of the screen, or
sometimes in the middle, or it depends. They usually put obstacles in the way if they want you to go in the middle. So
right.
Yeah, it's interesting. This game, I don't know if you are aware or somebody else is, but it kind of plays similar to Smash TV, except Smash TV is literally obliterate everything and stay alive. And this game is sort of like that, but it's a lot slower.
Okay.
There is more strategy involved in this. Smash TV doesn't really have as much strategy. It's just sort of
fire, bang, bang.
Yeah, keep shooting and don't die. Stay alive as long as you can and pick up prizes to get points. That's basically it. And this game's kind of like that, but it's got its little twist on that system. Both of which are arcade games, I guess. So, all right. Anything else we can touch on for the gameplay? Or sort of talk about the weapons and.
Right, and that's really about it. Like your characters. There's generally two of a type there. So, like, for example, we mentioned Athra, the spear thrower. There's usually another that has different nuances or variances to it. But that's, outside of that.
Not really, really different. Usually just, as you said, because they have that secondary attack, and the secondary attack is the only real difference usually. The main attack is the same, different color scheme or whatever, or skin, and then maybe they, as you said, so Athra, he can throw that sort of arching spear that goes up into the air and over things in any direction. But then his counterpoint, the other guy, I don't know, he's got blonde hair.
Gascon.
Gaviscon. Gaviscon there, Gascon, he can only throw in a north direction, and that's it. So there's benefits to that. At first when I played the game, there's characters that can only shoot something forward, or north in this case. And so there's enemies that are sort of on the side and stuff, and you think, this character's crap, they can't, do this. But then you get to bosses and stuff, and it's a lot easier because you're trying to dodge stuff. And as long as you're just pushing that, and you're kind of, I would say 95% of the time you're in front of a boss. You're not really attacking from the side very often.
I would say there's one boss in particular that you probably would prefer to attack from the side.
Mm-hmm. But generally you're in the front, so it's easy just to push that button because they're automatically attacking forward with that special attack, otherwise you're just attacking whichever way you're facing and moving the characters, so it can be really helpful. Not too sure there's anything else we can add.
Not really. I think it's one of those things that definitely, when you play it, 3 minutes, you'll understand exactly
Pretty much. I mean, it's a pretty quick game to pick up, play, and learn very fast. But it's surprisingly fun. You might think it doesn't sound that interesting as we're saying it, but it's fairly fun.
It is.
Taylor's finally been redeemed. He's finally found something he enjoys playing for the first time in a long time in portable. And by that I mean like fully enjoyed, basically. So aside from something, I guess, that you were gonna bring up. So.
Oh, no.
But I don't know when you want to say that. But okay, why don't we do a 10 Degrees of Taylor here? And this time we typically I just sort of spring it on you, but this time, because there's so many characters, and we both sort of talked about. I think we've had other games where we've had a lot of characters, and it just drags out a little too much. So we decided, let's make this a little straightforward. And this time we just decided to go with 4 characters. Is that right?
I
hope you have 4.
Pretty much.
I'm pretty sure we said at least 4.
Right.
Just characters we really enjoyed using in this game. If you really want to talk about a few of the other characters, that's fine. But at least 4 main characters that you preferred to use in this journey across time, or I don't even know. We didn't even talk about the stages. Let's do that after, though.
Okay. Right.
Jumping around a bit.
As I said, do you want me to just kind of rifle off these? Or
why don't we go back and forth really quick?
Okay.
So you got 30 seconds, basically.
I'll go from like the least of the 4.
Sure.
To the greatest one. So probably for me, was I like this is gonna be kind of weird, but I like they called him Mud Puppy, and he
I'm gonna
uses
have no
a
idea
pistol.
Who these are.
Well, okay, so he uses the pistol, and then he shoots the laser beam, the
laser beam
kind of thing.
Okay.
Well, I think it's what it is, like the laser cannon.
Okay. What color is
he? He's like, what? I'm now drawing a blank.
Is he the fat guy with the shades?
No.
Okay.
He's a couple up above that. He's the one that's got he's a couple of icons above that, and he has the L mark.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a black version and a white version. And
for whatever reason, I'm drawing a blank on it, but okay.
Right, yeah, it's more important what they do for me.
Right.
But he's really slow. He's god awful slow. But he uses a pistol, which has a decent range, and then he uses this laser cannon, which only shoots north, but is really lengthy. And I used him for the 4th stage boss.
Mm-hmm.
And so I rocked him. I rocked him pretty good with that. Like, even though he only shot north, and for me it was better to go to the side. When he comes out, I was just like, eat some lasers, and then I swept to the left and just tagged him out. So that's
nice.
Yeah. So
cool. So mine number 4 is Shaka, otherwise known as, I guess, Athra. He's number 4 for me because he's not a very good fighter. He actually doesn't have much range. He does have the benefit of being able to throw things up, like throw his spear up, but he's kind of, I don't want to say he's useless, but he's difficult to use. But the reason why I enjoy using him, though, is his speed. He's maybe the fastest character, if not. I mean, he's just so fast. He's rescue missions. That's all he's for me. It's just, you see a character there that you want to pick up because you want to use them later on. I've got him. Usually I do something with another character to sort of clean out some of the enemies and leave enough space for Shaka to get in there. Athra gets in there and he's just a speed demon. So I really enjoy using him for that sort of purpose. So I used him fairly often, actually. So yeah, he's the number 4.
Okay. For me, the number 3 here is the Water Knight. I don't think he doesn't have any other damn name. He's just the Water Knight.
Okay.
And he's not like too speedy, but he's not too slow.
Yeah, he's sort of in the middle.
And he has decent range with his normal attack. Yeah. Right. But as we kind of mentioned earlier, he's able to shoot out this kind of water spell.
Right.
And what it'll do is actually kind of keep people frozen, or it'll force them to kind of go around it, so it makes them take some time.
Right.
And I kind of like that, especially with certain stages, or I guess certain rounds, you are prompted to run around really quickly because you're getting swarmed by enemies. So, that's my number 3 there.
It's kind of a cool idea too. Is instead of the typical thing where you might think, oh, how can we stop somebody from moving? Well, typically a game might use a freezing spell or ice or something to that effect. And in this case, they just used that water tower or spout thing. And I thought, that's kind of interesting. And when it touches an enemy, they start doing 360, which is kind of awesome.
I had them just kind of like stand there and be like, yeah, I'm fucking with that. just stay, not even move, just kind of stand there, wait for it to go, and then come after me.
A bit midway through the game, you get those annoying wizard characters that appear and disappear, and that water spout thing works really good on them. So you can catch them, and then you can just watch them spin in 360s and then shoot them with the regular attack, and it's pretty helpful on those enemies. All right, this one, I don't know the name. I just actually pulled up the list since you said. I had no idea. I figured they must have had names, but I didn't care. I seriously made my own names.
I was going to say, who would have thought in their right mind that these people would have
maybe the arcade version. Well, maybe the arcade version actually says what the names are.
Maybe you get to choose them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn you, arcade!
Anyways, so my next one here, number 3, is the elf with the silver hair that has the north-throwing boomerangs. I was like, I'm going to call her Whisper. I was like, I don't know what to call her. Anyways, I made up super cheesy names. Anyways, it's super cheesy. She's really useful to me because the boomerangs have this sort of weird circular pattern, but they can go around objects. And the stage 4 boss that you were talking about, I actually found the boomerangs really useful on this boss because I could just sort of stay near the bottom and go back and forth and let the boomerangs sort of do their pattern and hit as the thing was moving around, because that thing moved in a specific pattern actually.
Right.
But I found the boomerangs really, really useful most of the time. Sometimes they're not useful because they do go in that pattern and they're a bit slow. So if you throw one, you only get 2. If you throw one and then you try to throw the other one, you're stuck with just a little handgun that doesn't sometimes protect you very much. So,
how do you get it to go from, because the boomerang will either hook left or hook right. How do you get it to, or is it just kind of every other one it does it?
I forget. I don't remember how that goes. I think the first one goes right or left, and then the other one goes the other way.
Well, so it just alternates between them.
I think so. Yeah. One definitely goes one way and one goes the other.
Well, I didn't know if it was always the first one you threw, so if you only threw one, then it would always go right.
That's a good question. I don't remember that for sure.
Because I do remember trying to use those two, because there's 2 of them. Right. I do remember trying to use them, but I
don't like
outside
the
of
girl.
One stage. There's one stage where there's these pillars, and there's archers hiding behind them, and there's knights being dickbags, just kind of waiting there.
Round 2 or 3 of stage 2 or something. It's fairly early.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one to use it on.
Right. I found it a bit more useful than expected, because there's parts where You just don't expect it to be useful, but it is. So
Okay, alright, so my number 2 here, you're probably gonna think I'm crazy, but I fucking loved that tornado dude. That
he's
tornado
okay.
dude, Zaymon, I guess his name is.
What is it?
Zaymon?
Zaymon? Okay.
Yeah.
Sort of
you know,
samurai.
right, this mofo uses, like, where the other guy uses the water spouts to freeze people up or kind of block them and stuff. This mofo shoots out this tornado and it spirals out from him.
It spirals out of control usually too.
And, well, here's the thing. It can be kind of finicky, but the thing is that with that tornado, it actually bounces off of enemies
Right.
and walls.
Right.
Which is great if you've got a bunch of enemies around you and kind of clustered. You can just
Small
kind of
quarters.
Like, yeah, boom, tornado, enjoy.
The only problem with him is I don't mind him. There were certain stages where I used him for sure because his tornado could ricochet off stuff. I didn't like that you have to get so damn close though, because you have to get in there and drop the tornado and run out. It doesn't sort of appear in front of him. It's right on his body basically, which doesn't make any sense because he should be in the tornado probably then. But it's a video game. What are we complaining about? But still, the fact that you have to get right into the zone and then quickly get out. He's not super slow, but he's not as fast as some of the other characters. So
right,
that's the sort of the fear when I use him. I'm just is he gonna get caught? So
right.
But the tornado's pretty. It's an interesting attack again.
So.
That weird circular motion. It's like the Dreamcast swirl motion, actually. That's sort of the way it goes. And then it hits stuff in it and then starts going all over the place. And
Dreamcast confirmed back in 1988.
Yeah. Nice. All thanks to Gain Ground.
Yeah.
Codename Gain Ground. That was what Dreamcast had so many codenames. Katana and Dural and all that. Gain Ground. Bunch of codenames. All right, yeah, I don't hate that guy, but he's certainly not my top 4. Then we got one of my favorites was the sort of darker skinned, gray mustachioed guy. I don't know if you remember him. I can't seem to find his name here, but he's got the machine gun, and he also shoots north. So he's got that north machine gun. It's just and it shoots like that huge package of bullets at whatever's forward. Really, really useful. I really like using him. He's really useful later on in the game. He can just mow things down as long as they're in front of you. And he can shoot to the sides and stuff too. But if you get stuff in front of you, that guy just destroys stuff. Probably similar to the laser. Yeah, so I enjoyed him. I don't know what that guy's name is, but machine gun guy.
Now, as I say, this is the same one that with the machine gun they have has the other version shoots east and west. Yes.
But okay. I don't like that one. I don't particularly like the east and west stuff. They're kind of tough to use. You got a rifle guy that does it too. It's an interesting idea, but it's not my favorite.
All right. So my number 1, and I hope this is your number 1 too.
Maybe.
I'm hoping so. I'm
gonna guess not.
Oh, if not, I'm gonna be sad. But
That's okay.
My number 1, I'm gonna kind of group them together because I kind of cheated and have 5, but they're the same damn character.
Okay.
Except for one shoots only north, and that's freaking what they call Verbal or Leif Erikson, the Viking of Satanist.
It's Leif. It's Leif.
Yes.
Leif's my number 1.
All right.
I sit there every time I'm playing. I'm literally shouting Leif as I'm playing the game. This guy is amazing. He's got red tights on too. He's got like wrestling tights on. Leif is God. Leif is God in this. What's the other guy's name? I just called the other guy. I called him Bogar. I was like, "Come on, Bogar." He only shoots north, but he's okay.
He's my. He's the thing. So
he's my throwaway. I'm not sure if Leif can make it.
Well, like with Leif, it's all about like if there's a character to get there on that round, I'll kill everything I need to but the one, and then get that character, and then run out, and then basically just bring in the other dude to just take out that one son of a bitch.
Clean house.
Right.
You know what's sad?
Uh,
I didn't know you were going to call this guy Leaf either. I just started calling him
He's
Leaf.
a Viking. It's so generic, but I mean, it's just,
That's pretty interesting.
would you
Both
want me to call him
Leaf.
Ragnar?
Yeah, you could be called a lot of things, I guess. But what is this guy's actual name? Do you know?
Verbal.
Verbal.
Yes.
That's an interesting choice. Verbal. Huh.
Yeah. Well, he's like, that's what the English one kind of put out to that, but it's like Babadoo, Babadoo or something like that.
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's not super strong. He's really strong in the beginning of the game, but then you start fighting robots and stuff, and it takes 4
And his
hits.
arrows still take him out.
Yeah, they still take them, but they do take more shots. Take maybe 4 or something now. But this guy's fast. He has the arching shot, so he can shoot people that are on buildings and stuff, or elevated. You can sort of do a sort of running shot, sort of like you can go forward and push that arching shot, and it'll get at least it feels like it gets a bit more distance to me. I'm probably wrong. I'm probably just fooling my own brain.
I think you're fooling yourself.
But it feels like it, because there's certain parts where if you're too close, you'll just hit a wall in front of you. So Leaf is just he's so damning. Like he's so...
He is unforgiving.
He's so unforgiving. He literally, I probably took out at least 50% of stages with just him. That's just how useful he is. Like, it's so sad, like how he, like, all right, we got slime things. Yeah, whatever, slime things. Leaf is just
What, you got mystic orb things?
We got mystic orbs that look like the Xbox symbol, except it's red instead of green. Like, this game had a lot of premonitions about the future. They had the Xbox orb. They had the Dreamcast tornado swirl. Tell me I'm wrong. That thing looks like the Xbox orb.
So wrong.
Yeah, it looks like the Xbox orb. It looks like the button on the middle of an Xbox 360 or Xbox One controller. But anyways, you get some weird enemies later on. But yeah, Leaf, you can't go anywhere else. I mean, there is none higher.
He's on a form of his own there, because that dude just mops up everything. It doesn't matter if it's a tank. It don't matter if it's the final damn boss.
Right.
I take it back.
Well,
the final
boss is tough.
Can be a bit of pain in the ass, but if you're quick about it, he ain't nothing.
No. You know what's the best part? Even if you lose Leaf, there's a second Leaf to be found in this game. There's a few characters where you can get at least... I think there's a couple that don't have doubles, but I think everyone else pretty much does, right?
I know for sure that I had a triple of the freaking the RoboCop looking dude, Cyber or whatever the hell his name is.
The anti-air missile guy?
He shoots the spread missile.
Oh, the red colored?
Yeah, it looks like RoboCop.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't like that guy. He's so damn slow.
And
his weapon is so damn slow.
I liked him for just one stage. That's all I needed him for. But I had three of them. He's just kind of there.
Yeah, characters to burn. That guy could be useful for the final boss, I guess. Could be. If those missiles get up there.
Well, yeah. Well, we should kind of go through that. Is that, as mentioned before, there's 50 stages, and so, right. Or not, I keep on saying 50 rounds, 10 rounds per stage.
Right. And
at the end of each stage, on the 10th round, there's a boss.
Right.
So, the first one, as I mentioned before, is kind of like this primitive, it's really early on.
Right.
Civilization sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck with the boss. That's this, what the hell would you call it? Some sort of like demonic devil looking thing.
Right, but you got 4 little ones on the side as well, and
right.
And like a main wyvern type thing, I don't know.
Yeah, and so boom. It's
a tough first boss.
It's stages like that. It is. It's very tough because if you don't have any quick characters, you're probably going to die. Unless you have some...
Sorry, they're really close to you as well. That doesn't help, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
So that's where the quarter eaten went.
Yeah, probably.
So,
If you're good at it, you can definitely do it without dying, but it's
right,
not
right.
too easy the first time.
Yeah, especially the first time. First time you're just kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
Let's,
Ah,
right. So, and then the second stage, those
it's
10 rounds, like
would you call
medieval.
that? Yeah, I thought medieval as well. There's a lot
Right.
of archers and sort of knights and stuff, but then you get weird butterfly knife throwers and stuff, or I don't know.
Right, right.
Doesn't it look like some sort of weird switchblade or razor blade, like the 50s or something? I don't know.
Right. And I'm trying to think. The boss, what is the boss on that one? Isn't that
Boss on that one, I think I wrote it down. The boss on that one was that large knight with the sword who's just so
oh,
clunky and
what a
slow.
joke. What a joke that was.
He's got like a
Because,
weird little laser thing that comes out, or
no,
lightning,
not even
I
just
guess.
but he like, well, yeah, he chases you and then he shoots, like he swings a sword and it shoots out lightning.
But then he walks away.
And then he walks back away. Pro tip on this stage, this Joker, if you go at him at an angle,
Mhm.
preferably from his right,
Yeah.
so you're shooting at him from
his sword's
your
in
right,
his right hand. So.
right, he swings off stage. Or not off stage, but I mean, lightning goes off stage, or
Not even close.
whatever, and you just lay into him. It's a joke.
You don't even have to do that though. You could just have somebody with a distance shot, like that guy who shoots that flame thing.
Oh,
I'm pretty
right,
sure
right.
you have him on it. You don't even have to move, I don't think. You could just stand in front of him. And boom, boom, boom.
It's yeah. So yeah, that's why I didn't even remember him because he's so damn easy.
Oh, we should also mention though, boss stages, if you do lose a character, you can't get them back. You cannot rescue them. There's no
There's
exits.
no exits, unfortunately. But
All the exits are sealed.
right, and then here. Okay, so what's your complaint here about the third one? What's
It's not so much a complaint. It's just such a weird blend of you're in the desert and then you're in feudal Japan. It seems like, and then it's such a weird. The theme doesn't seem to really mesh there. It just seems as though they had a bunch of ideas that they just squished together for round or stage 3. Not a really complaint. It's just so random.
yeah, it's I don't know what you would call that other than.
Because then there's like trenches and stuff before the Japan part, and I'm like, what the hell? Like it's weird.
Right. And the final boss is in this kind of Asian
Temple or palace or
temple.
something.
Right. And then you have like the two Oni, the red Oni and the blue Oni,
Right.
and you're taking care of those assholes.
Yeah, they're kind of tough.
They're kind of tough.
They don't move in a pattern sometimes. If they move together, 1 and then 2, it's okay. But sometimes they go 1, 2, 3 or something, and that can be a little bit tough.
And so they start up at the top part, and then they come down midway, and then they shoot fireballs at you. And so, not only that, but you have to take care of 2 fuckers that are up on perches. So you have to have somebody who can do an arch shot.
Right.
And it's not, I mean, it's just kind of a pain in the butt when you have that sort of thing, and then you have to take them out, and then the other enemies behind it. But yeah,
you can get it done. I guess we did it. So
right. It's not for the bosses up to that point. I mean, it's only 3, but that one would be probably the second hardest, I would say, just because the first one's really hard in the sense of if it's your first time playing it, that first one's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's pretty tough
because
I don't know. I think the first one is really tough, but I think the third stage one, for me, I think is a little harder because it's a little bit faster. So the other one's not moving, at least.
True, but I don't know. There's something about, because I guess when I played it, I didn't have them both coming up. I only had one and then the other come up usually. Right. And if you have somebody who does an arch shot, cough, cough, leave, he can hide behind at the corner of where the 2 guys are perched. He can hide behind those areas and just arch shot them without any issue.
I was facing them head on. I didn't know you could do that.
Well, silly Billy, you shouldn't have done that.
I still got through it, so it's fine.
Right. So, and then things progressively get worse.
Yes.
In the sense difficulty.
Stage 4 definitely ramps it up. I mean, stage 3 starts to show it with those worms and all that stuff, but stage 4, even the first stage, you got freaking cars and shit. It's just like...
Right. So you're dealing with cars. You have, it's kind of what you'd say,
It's
Yeah. World War
modern.
II?
Yeah, or a little more modern, maybe even.
Modern?
Sort of.
Yeah. And
Soldiers running straight at you and shooting. And,
right. So, and
oof.
there's a bunch of them. It ain't like two of them are just saying, hey,
Oh yeah, it's
there's a bunch of them.
fairly tough.
And so, and the thing is, there's one round on that stage that really irks the hell out of me.
Which one's that?
And it's this one where the exit is in the top right.
Okay.
There's a hill that there's a bunch of grenadiers
Right,
throwing
throwing bombs and stuff.
right, and then it's kind of like an orange color to the whole stage for the most part, and it's almost desolate in a way.
Okay.
And you have to deal with some of those units rushing at you, take care of them. However, there's two separate paths, but one leads to a character that you can rescue, and the other one leads to the exit. And for both of them, once you get to a certain point, enemies from the side, there's only two of them, but enemies from the side just show up.
Right.
Like right at where you're at.
That happens a few times in this game.
It happens a few times, but that one's the worst culprit of just
Gotcha.
like, surprise! You have no, because it's just it's such a narrow area, and you're trying to avoid being bombed from dudes throwing grenades at you, and then you move back just a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, hey!" And like, just and the boss for this one is the tank.
The tank.
And I like the tank. I thought the tank was cool.
It's okay.
I thought it was.
I died a few times for sure trying to just sort of figure it out, and then you realize there is a pattern. You're like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. So it's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's still tough. It's not easy either, but.
I just thought it was funny just because of how stupid the guards were, because the guards don't move. You're a certain distance away, and that certain distance happens to be far enough for you to just shoot them.
Right? And then you just basically wait for that gate to open, and the tank comes out, and you can get a bunch of free shots in, and then just go from there.
So
that stage had that. There's that one. It's 4-8. It's that weird pattern with those conveyor belts.
See. When
the
I
tornado guy works there, but kind of not too. So Leaf works well there, actually.
Well, that was the thing. When I first played the game, that's about as far as I got.
Yeah.
I got only a couple. I'd get maybe to stage 2 or something, and then I'd kind of peter out and move. I got there, and I was full of just vengeance.
Yeah.
For this stage, because the last time I played, I got caught there, and I didn't know what the hell to do because those conveyor belts. They're not difficulty, it's the fact that at the ends of them, there's a whole bunch of enemies, and you have to take them out, because they shoot you. They don't just kind of run up to you, they shoot you, throw bombs at you. And you have to do this in a spiraling, clockwise fashion. And right there at the exit are like 6 of them.
Yeah, something like that. So.
And so, I never thought in my brain to be like, oh, I should arch shot them, because I thought it was a wall. I thought you wouldn't be able to do that.
First time I tried to do that, but I didn't realize I was so close to the wall, because you can't get much space there. And I couldn't shoot over, but then I tried it again later, and I was like, what the hell? You can shoot over. Especially from the conveyor belt, you can shoot those guys that are inside that pocket area near the exit, and you can take out about at least 2 or 3 of them. So.
You can take them all out. You can actually take them all out. So, and I was like, this is so much easier.
But it's still a bit of a tough stage. But anyways, what about stage 5 there?
And stage 5.
Far future kind of thing or something?
Yeah, what the hell is going on? They just...
lasers, and you got Leaf running around with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, these like not cyborgs, but these
some
like
sort of machine.
Sort of like machine, that are just out for your blood.
With what's left of humanity, they're out for it.
Right, and so here you are, whatever character you're using, Leaf, and just arrow upon arrow. Right, there is nothing he can't hit with that. And there is one stage that is prime for the character I mentioned earlier, Cyber, and it's round, and it's on this stage, and it's, what is it, round 7 or something?
Okay.
6. And for whatever reason, most of the game doesn't have stupid bullshit like this, and I enjoyed that. However, there's this one particular stage where they have these, it's pretty straightforward, it's wide open, You just have a couple machines that come at you right at the beginning. Okay, take care of them. And then you have half the stage where there are these laser machine things that are in the wall that appear, and then they shoot these lasers. And you can't just run through it. Can't do that.
You can shoot the lasers and they get knocked out temporarily, but they come back.
No, you can destroy them. Now, this is where
that one. Oh, okay.
Right.
I'm confused with the laser bars.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that one sucks because you can shoot them, but it's got to be at such an awkward, tight angle, and I know which one you're talking about.
That's where my boy Cyber comes in, and he has the spread missile, and so you have to shoot him at such a distance away from him, and then run up to trigger them to shoot it.
Right.
Shoot their lasers so they pop out of the wall, and then the spread missiles will actually hit them, and you have to do that. And I did that, and I was lucky enough to finish that stage with like 6 seconds left.
Yeah, it's not super hard, but it's just kind of like, what the hell? Like, it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's not fun, because you're just like, because you can't race through it, and you're just like, come on.
You try, you might think, okay, one of the fast characters can, but nope. They might get through the first one, but they're gonna get shot down.
Pretty much.
Yep. So, alright, and quickly, that last boss is, looks sort of like that RoboCop.
Yeah.
Or, I forget what the robot's name is.
What the hell is
robot with the machine guns.
The bipedal thing.
Right, and that's pretty much what the boss looks like, and it's kind of tough. I mean,
it cheats. It cheats off that.
I certainly lost. I played this whole game, and I wasn't losing characters because I was there's a save state available. I did that partly because I just didn't have time to sit down and play the game all at once. But it makes it nice too, because it's like, this is a game, if you die, you just, it's one of those, you gotta start all over again. So I enjoyed that was possible here. But I died, in that boss. I lost maybe 5, 6, 7 characters probably easily, just trying to figure out, because I just did it one time. It's like, this is pretty hard. But I beat it.
The thing is with that one, you can't just hit it. You have to break through these, boundaries, these obstructions. You have to break through them,
right,
and then hit him. And the thing is that he has, a normal kind of spread shot, but then he also has these heat-seeking bullshit.
Right.
That, if you're a slow character, forget it.
Oh,
you're getting hit.
You're done.
You're done. Nothing to it. You're done. So it's basic. You can totally take Athra, blitz through it, go up there, and just start throwing spears and take that son of a bitch out. You can do that. It's not impossible, but I mean, there's just that whole heat-seeking missile thing.
Right, just pretty cheap.
Well, yeah. I mean,
that's the quarter eater right there.
That's the quarter eater, and that's kind of what pissed me off a bit about the game. Because everything else is pretty understandably, okay, you do that, you do that, and do that. And then the whole Stage 5. Stage 5 was kind of like, man, fuck the future. This stuff is...
But then again, you said this game only had 4 stages, so I don't know if that was in the arcade or not. Maybe that one was added later. Maybe 3 was added later. Maybe that's why 3 feels so funky.
Maybe.
That would make sense, actually, because 3 just seems to have randomly scratched together stages. So Stage 3... They just, okay, we'll program a few new stages. We can't quite put together what we want here. We don't know if we want it to be feudal Japan or we want it to be this or this or this. So we just put a few things together. Here it is. It still fits within the mold of the game, but it just doesn't have a full theme, it seems.
Right.
So maybe that's it. So maybe that robot probably still in the arcade game, I guess.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because it's not really that hard. If you have enough characters, albeit not the slow ones, you can at least run up there, get a couple hits in. You'll lose the character, but right. And it's
machine gun guy there is pretty good.
Right. And yeah, you just gotta break through the barriers and just hit him.
Yeah. Too bad the water spout guy couldn't make that thing do a 360.
That would be pretty cool. He would have moved to number 1 at that moment. It didn't matter. He's making final bosses.
All the heat-seeking missiles come and he just reflects them back. They 360 back into the big robot. That'd be pretty awesome.
And if only, I guess, because we need to kind of bring it up, if only the music from Stage 1 was throughout the whole game.
Yeah, I still hum that music. It's And did I not call the ending of this game, or did I not call the ending of this game? I told you before we finished this game, I was like, this game will be the most amazing game ever if it finishes at the end. It's the stage 1 music just playing on a loop. It's a black screen that just has 3 people's names. I was pretty close.
You were close.
I laughed when I got to the end of the game. There's literally the programmer, the planner, the designer, and the sound. There are 4 names. I was shocked. I laughed when I saw that. And the ending's weird. It's got like this weird sort of animated little cutscene sequence that plays that...
Yeah, and it shows all these different characters, fight these different...
that aren't in the game. Fighting enemies that aren't in the game, but it's kind of... It's entertaining enough. Like, isn't there a big dinosaur thing or something?
Yeah, there's some flying dragon.
Right. So, it's a weird ending, but... better than my ending of just the screen, I guess. But man, 4 people made this game. That's pretty awesome. That shows you just, you can make it's not the greatest game in the world or anything, but you can make a pretty decent little game with a small team, and it's kind of cool.
And that's the thing. I think there's just certain arcade games that I just attach myself to.
Gravitate towards.
Right. I'm just like, I love this for whatever stupid reason. And this was one of them. For whatever stupid reason, I mean, whether it's the stage 1 music or just the sheer fact that here I am using, tribal characters in the future or whatever, just that kind of kooky mix. Or it's the same damn feeling I have for it with Barth. And it's just, I would have totally been one of those jackasses to just drop quarter after quarter after quarter just to beat this game as a kid.
Yeah, if I
not even as a
had
kid,
quarters, I probably would have played this.
Right.
There's not many arcade games I got to play, so I don't remember ever seeing this one. Did you ever see this in the arcade?
Well, you're asking the wrong person because I never went to arcades.
And I very rarely did, so I've only seen certain games in the arcade, but this wasn't one of them. I don't know if this one came out anywhere near where I lived. Honestly, I would probably suggest this game wasn't super popular. It doesn't seem to be very well known, so I presume it didn't do well. So if it's out there, there's not many left, I guess. They just are probably not very sought after, and it doesn't seem...
see something that they, it like bombed or something.
Yeah.
I think but I did see something about I never played it, but Project X Zone.
I just saw this as well right now on here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I own that game, but as you know about my 3DS, which we won't get into, but
but evidently there's you play in the game.
You're in game ground.
Yeah, how cool! I don't have any desire to play Project X Zone. Right. I now have a desire to play Project X Zone because of that.
I wonder if some of the game ground characters just show up.
Well, I don't think it had anything to do with the characters. I think it was just the
like a theme.
The theme or the environment.
Well, what the hell? The ending of this game? Are you in like a virtual reality zone or something? Because it's sort of.
Did you not read the storyline of the flyer for the game? It was something about because I had to read it up because there was nothing else about it. I seen something on
Cab or something?
No. It was on I was looking through Wikipedia to find links, right. And I seen it on Wikipedia or something. And they said something that they did it to kind of, they had this simulation so that people would not lose their will to fight, kind of like that primal instinct to fight, and then you say at the end because when you beat the game, it's they say, there's an error with the system, and some evidently their supercomputer went crazy, and then it kind of captured a whole load of people, and then that's where it all started.
So like a shitty version of Phantasy Star 2. What? It's kind of true. The arcade version of Phantasy Star 2. Starring Leaf.
You don't want to...
Starring Leaf and Bogar. The Bow brothers.
if you do not want to spend tens of hours playing Phantasy Star 2,
You just play Game
just
Ground
play
for an hour.
Oh,
It's kind
I
of similar. I can actually kind of see some similarities now that I think about it. They should have made the sequel, the Bow Brothers, with Bogar and Leaf. And they're just desecrating, like worlds. And the final shot of the game is just shows like Leaf and Bogar with
back to back with their arrows.
a full brothel of people and stuff, and like gold chalices, and Leaf holding a golden goblet full of, I don't know, some Norse god nectar to drink. I don't know. I don't even know. We should make it, the Bow Brothers. Let's ask Sega if we can have the rights to the Game Ground. But that is interesting you bring that up, that whoever the developer of Project X Zone is, I don't know. I think it's Namco though, isn't it?
Wasn't it with a few people there?
Well, it's Namco, Bandai, and Sega characters, but I don't know who exactly developed the full guy. I thought it was Namco, but
I didn't think they did. I thought that was our boys from Monolith there.
Oh, you're right. It is Monolith. Okay.
There's like them
so
and
they
somebody
have a
else.
soft spot for Game Ground, I guess.
Evidently. Great minds think alike. And if you're a great mind, you will love Game Ground.
Would you buy the Sega, what is it, Sega All-Star, or Sonic All-Star Racing, or whatever those are called, if they had a Game Ground vehicle, if they had Leaf? would you buy that? If Leaf is in there? Leaf
yes.
and, what's the guy's
Okay.
name? Athra?
Who?
Athra, the spear guy?
The initial character?
Yeah. So Leaf and Athra like sitting in like one of those little flying cars. Well, I think, don't they have Golden Axe guys in there? I haven't played it, man. I don't really know.
Oh, I haven't played it.
That'd be kind of funny if those guys did show up in there, and Leaf shooting arrows and just blowing up like Sonic's car with a single arrow and stuff. Might be worth purchasing them. I've heard those are good too, but that's beside the point. I wonder if they'll revisit Game Ground at all. I
doubt it.
They did make that sort of Sega Ages remake on the PS2, though.
Yeah, and that only came out in Japan.
It did.
And that nobody really cared for it, probably.
Well, I think a lot of those games people didn't really buy in. Sega sold them for fairly cheap. They just sort of reworked them a little bit. But that'd be cool if Sega put out a package with those games just to see how different they are, because the Phantasy Star ones were supposed to come out, and they looked really, really good, but
they are really good.
They never did come out in English, so yeah. All right, well, that's probably it for Game Ground, I guess.
That's amazing. Game Ground is great.
I'm glad we finally got something that we both thoroughly enjoyed, not just one of us or partially enjoyed. And I hope in the near future we can find some more very enjoyable titles to take a look at.
Definitely.
Nice. All right, you got any final thoughts for Game Ground then, or?
I think it's on the Virtual Console. I mean, if anything, like you said, it's on this collection pack. Buy the collection pack. There's tons of other fun, amazing games on that as well. And give Game Ground a go, because, I mean, this game is awesome. So.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna say give it a shot too, especially if you have the pack. The added benefit of the save state in this game is really nice, just because most people just typically, they're probably going to get frustrated a little bit with this game. So if you do get stuck on a part, you can just sort of keep replaying it at least, or you can just go it, all the way through if you're that good at the game. I'm personally not that good, but yeah, it's fun. It's just a fun game. If you can get a second player in, I didn't try it with 2 players, but I guess it would be pretty fun still too. So
it's fun with 2 players. I've played it with 2.
Nice, cool. All right, so that's our look at Game Ground. Once again, a bit of a interesting choice. I never would have thought we'd be talking about Game Ground. So thanks again, everyone, for listening to us speak again about this wonderful game, and we hope to catch you again next time. Somebody's got to do a rock cover of that.
It's the one dude. Oh, what the hell's his face?
That's how
Yeah.
badly I've got it stuck in my head. I whole thing there.
Oh, what's the acapella dude? Get him to
Oh,
Smooth McGroove.
Yeah.
Get him to do it.
Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, right into him. Maybe he'll do it. Maybe he's never played Game Ground. He'll play this guy.